And I sat down with her one day in 2013. I said, "Mom, I'm leaving this restaurant." And she was beside herself. I think it was part of her identity. I was the pizza guy, but I didn't want to be the pizza guy anymore. And I wanted to become honest with myself. I have 6 children. How am I going to feed 6 children through one restaurant that's making less money and I'm working harder?
We were just talking about a couple of different things before we started recording. One of them was about business owners lying to themselves, and I know this is not exactly a parallel, but it's made me think that when you're talking about like generational family businesses and particularly like restaurants that don't make money, etc. I mean, is that quite a, let's say, a family business mentality? You think that the different generations get dragged into the business, it doesn't perform, and I guess the next generation probably knows it doesn't perform. Everybody's living under stress, nobody's making any money, but nobody wants to disrespect the generation before. I mean, do you think that's why some of these things are prolonged for so long?
It's a great question. For me, we did great until '08. I mean, we made good money. Then '08 came, and the restaurant business for me fundamentally shifted. Once you're competing with Grubhub and you're competing with these other entities, the mom and pops can't compete. And I saw the writing on the wall. And it's interesting because I told my mom I'm getting out of this restaurant business. She didn't believe me. I actually invested and owned 200 apartment units before she even knew I was partnered with my business partner, Jake. And I sat down with her one day in 2013. I said, "Mom, I'm leaving this restaurant." And she was beside herself. I think it was part of her identity. I was the pizza guy, but I didn't want to be the pizza guy anymore. And I wanted to become honest with myself. I have 6 children. How am I going to feed 6 children through one restaurant that's making less money and I'm working harder? I didn't have the mentality of scaling. I didn't know how to scale the restaurant business. But ironically, within 5 years, I was able to scale the apartment industry with 1,500 units. And I was in that family business. And I don't want to call it a business. It became a job. Because a business is scalable, a business has systems and processes, a business has core values, has mission statements. Most small mom and pop businesses don't have that. And I was so guilty of that, and I was stuck. And for me to leave that whole, I don't want to say that whole negative feeling of being there, my mom telling me, "You can't take risks. We have to stay small." That really hurt. And when I've met Jake, I said, I don't want to be that mom and pop investor. I want to be able to build I don't want to call it an empire, but 1,800 units in 7 or 8 years for me was life changing.